Hey YouTube, Awesome Writer here. Welcome to my video discussing today's Fan First Friday Tuesday.
Dawson's Rentals.
So hey YouTube, so today we had our first Fan First day in a while. Before we get fully started, I want to say I apologize if I sound a little funny. I'm on the tail end of a sinus infection, but at least this news came out when I wasn't sounding like Squidward. I also want to remind you guys to like this video if you enjoy it, and hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you can get more notifications for news videos like this and more. So we had our first Fan First day in a while. It's our first one that wasn't a Fan First Friday, as far as I can remember, and it got sandwiched, like I said, with the Transformers one. And it was our first in a while, and usually these have been pretty lackluster because the fans kind of find all the leaks first. The current state of the Fan First days is basically kids looking at their Christmas presents early and then being disappointed that there's no surprises on Christmas Day. But let's talk about what was said, and then I'll discuss some thoughts at the very end on kind of the lackluster nature of the Fan First Friday. We didn't get a whole lot of new reveals because it was stuff we already knew about. We got the rest of the mmpr movie Season 3 ninja suits, Rocky, Aisha, and Kat. Those are up for pre-order now. I think as of this recording, they're only up for premium members on Hasbro, but then they'll be up for regular members later, and they're going to be up on Target. They're actually already up on Target, so you can pre-order those there. You know, they look fine. I know that there was some problems with some of the early Ninja figures that were shipping with QC issues, but just as far as the ones we're seeing here, you know, I still like them. I like the Ninja suits. I like the existence of them, so, you know, I pre-ordered them. The thing wasn't something we knew about from, like, an earlier showing or something like that, but it was something that was leaked, which is the Lightning Collection Power Sword. I actually think looks pretty cool. I'm probably not as excited for it just because we did get the Legacy one, kind of like with Dragon Dagger, so, you know, it feels a little bit like double dipping. It's not as exciting to get to something that's not exactly new. But for people that missed out on the Legacy one, you know, that's kind of nice. But it doesn't look half bad. I mean, the coolest things about it, I think, is I really like the stand they have for it. I think it looks really awesome. And they also have this really cool feature where you, like, you touch the sword, hey-oh, you touch the blade, hey-oh, lights it up, kind of like the show, which I think is a really cool, unique feature. So I think that looks pretty neat. You know, it's fine for what it is. You know, I know it's more MMPR. I totally acknowledge they're going to kind of have to, you know, use MMPR stuff to get the casuals, especially starting out this line. But I can't deny it's a little bit less exciting because it's something we've gotten semi-recently for me. And then the last thing was, again, something else that was leaked, both in terms of finding like a listing or whatever and an early image a couple weeks back, but was the Zord Ascension project Dragonzord. Much like with the first time we saw the original one, it's not the completed product, or paint-wise at least. This one even more so, I think, is a prototype. It looks a little bit like blank, or like less polished, even compared to the Zord Ascension prototype. But I think it looks good. You know, I don't really have any complaints. Kind of exactly what I expected. Exactly what I expected. Thank you. I saw some people that were throwing a hissy fit over the fact that they showed it not finished. But then I feel like, wouldn't you complain if they didn't show anything? I guess with that, I'm okay with them showing prototypes, mainly because it did take us a really long time to hear anything about their like Legacy Collection equivalent of a Megazord line, so I was glad when we finally got something. So I think in that regard, I don't mind them showing us prototypes early, just to show that something's on the way, rather than having these really long gaps of time where we hear about anything. So I don't mind them showing the prototypes. I don't think that's a big deal, especially when they like say like this is a prototype. It's not, you know, the final paint job, so you don't have people complaining that it doesn't look good. But yeah, I think it looks good for what it is. Again, not a whole lot of new information. In regards to the Fan First Friday being lackluster, like I said, I know I'm not trying to throw shade. It's just, unfortunately, we are in a situation where the fans really do dig hard for the information, and then they find it, so there's not really any surprises for them to show for us on Fan Friday. So I kind of have a hard time faulting them for that. With that being said, I'll admit, this was a strange Fan First day for a couple reasons. This was our first one in a long time. There was a long gap between this one and our last Fan First Friday. And a lot of people were speculating on that because there's been some recent issues with the QC, especially in certain things. And some people thought maybe they were taking a pause on certain things to tighten up QC or something, or waiting for something big. That could generate a lot of hype, but it was weird how long of a gap there was, which made you think there would be something of a grand return. Even if it was something without a lot of surprises, you would think that maybe they would hype it up a little bit more, but it's definitely weird that we took so long and we came back on a Tuesday and it was sandwiched with the Transformers one, and I don't even think it was half and half. It was like 70-30 on the Transformers one. It was just weird. I don't know. It definitely strange, especially since the information given in this was basically on the level of what we've been getting in the last few Lightning reveals, which were basically information sent in an email / the Twitter feed, which this could have been done in. So it's definitely just strange, just a strange situation. So I think fans with these unfortunately set themselves up for too high expectations and are always disappointed. But in this case, it was a weird situation to have such a long absence and then come back as like a guest star type thing. But what do you guys think of the latest reveals? Are you going to be pre-ordering any of these things? Let me know in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps to ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.